Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
Hello, everyone. Lainey Savante here. Welcome to the Nourish Your Soul show for the month of April. And I am so thrilled to be able to spend this time with you and take in the angels as heard and divinely channeled through this wonderful guest who I've known for a very long time. She was on my prior show, Zeta Global Radio. I've loved her career. I love her books. I love her. I love her new Oracle deck, and I will be bringing her on in just a moment, but I just wanted to talk about what we are nourishing our soul with today, and that, of course, is nourishing our soul with angels connections. So many of us spend this time on the planet in prayer, and some of us are looking for so many answers, and all the time, I always indicate that the answers are within, and seeking out our higher wisdom guides, seeking out our unseen tribe of supporters, our spiritual committee, our spiritual community, and the archangelic realm, our absolute support system. And some people are very much in tune with that, and others are not. So I wanted to really talk about the angels as a big part of my work and some upcoming books I'm working on with some collaborative partners. And I was just so thrilled that Karen was available to spend this time globally with all of you. So I'm going to invite her to the show right now. Karen Noe, welcome to Nourish Your Soul show. So glad to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Karen, I was just going to read, if that's okay. I know you can talk about yourself, but I wanted to talk about you. And I was just going to read a little bit of your bio so people can really get to know you if they don't already know who you are. But I've known you for a long time, and you are an amazing, renowned psychic medium, spiritual counselor, and healer with a pretty avid, multi-year, 2-year waiting list. So that says something. And I've known you way back when, and you had you had a very long waiting list, but you are the author of The We Consciousness, Your Life After Their Death, Through the Eyes of Another, The Rainbow Follows the Storm, and now, of course, the Angel Quest Oracle deck, which I and my husband are absolutely loving. And we will talk about Dr. Wayne Dyer and your connection because that's in your bio, but I think that's such a good story. And Karen, you are the founder of the Angel Quest Center in Waldwick, New Jersey that teaches classes, gives readings, and practices alternative healings. And you also have your own podcast, Angel Quest Show. So you're as busy as everybody. Are you as busy as ever, or are you taking time?
It never winds down. It just keeps going. I guess that's good, but I'm getting on in age. Well, I'm going to be 65 next week.
No, you look like 45. Stop it.
Thank you. But, so at some point I have to wind down. I'm writing my next book now about law of attraction, which is where I feel guided to go right now. To show how we could change our own lives and realize that we're not victims anymore, and to understand we could create the life of our dreams and stuff, things like that.
Well, that's a great actual question. I can just start off right there. When we talk about the laws of attraction, are the angels involved with these laws, or who creates the laws? I know that comes up a lot when we have, I talk about the law of attraction, the law of the vacuum, and all the laws. There's so many. But how are those governed? Is that even a question I can ask? Or
of course.
Okay.
Yeah, we're vibrational beings. So whatever we're thinking and feeling, we're creating. It's like we're a magnet. So it's, the angels are on our side, guiding us and so forth. But whatever we're bringing our attention to and have emotional attachment to, we're bringing into our lives. And most people create by default. They don't create what they desire. They create what they don't want.
Yes.
They focus on whatever's happening now, instead of what they want and so forth.
I say that all the time to people. Energy is energy, right? So whether you're focusing on what you don't want or you do want, you're creating that magnetism.
It's very true. And if people realized it, you could do an experiment. I have one such story. My boyfriend, I said, I'll show you how this works. I said, think of something that, it doesn't matter if you manifest it or not. I said, like, for example, somebody gives you a cup of coffee and he goes, okay. So he put it out there. He felt the feeling. You have to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, right? You have to assume that feeling as if you're living it. And imagine somebody's giving you a cup of coffee and you say thank you and so forth. Now, there was no resistance there because it didn't matter if he received a cup of coffee or not. Most people want to manifest the perfect job, the perfect soulmate, health, and so forth. But in any case, he put that out there and he forgot all about it. Months later, and I forgot it as well, he started to tell me that somebody at work, he was helping somebody at work, and the guy would come in every single morning and give him a cup of coffee, and say, thank you so much. And Ken is my boyfriend. He forgot that he said he, put that out there to the universe. And this happened for every single day for months, about 3 months. And finally he said, oh my God, I put it out there to receive a cup of coffee. And once he realized it, the coffee stopped because the universe realized, it's a vibrational match that he said, okay, I don't need this anymore. And it stopped. So I would tell people to do that, to focus on something you really don't care if it manifests or not. And when it does come, you'll say, hey, this stuff really works. Now I'm going to try for bigger and better.
No, that's absolutely spot on. And I tell people, let's create law of attraction and set a timeline. So if you really need your decision and you're on the fence, you've asked the angels or whomever you're seeking, you're in front of your altar, and you're really saying, you know what, I really need to know by Tuesday. Like holding that intention so you can really see that you can manifest at certain times by request, by having that clarity of like, this is what I need, this is when I need it, and let's see what shows up. The signs will come.
Exactly. And you have to have the faith of knowing that it's going to happen. You have to act as if, like, in other words, next Tuesday, I need to know. And how would that feel when you receive your answer on Tuesday?
No question. I love it. It's the best. Well, I had said in the little bit of the intro that we will talk to you directly about Dr. Wayne Dyer. So maybe we can talk about that. And then I kind of want to go after that. We'll see what happens. But I kind of want to go way back and see kind of when this all started happening for you or how you came online, if you will. But I thought maybe you could talk about that section of your world.
So we'll start with Wayne Dyer or when this
Yeah, let's start there.
So several years, Wayne Dyer, I was such a huge fan of his. And long story short, after he passed, I was devastated. I didn't think that the world would be the same again. And I had his daughter, Serena Dyer, on my radio show a few weeks before he passed. So I had her contact information. And as soon as he passed, I emailed her and I said, Serena, I'm so sorry about your dad. Make sure to ask him to give you a sign to let you know he's with you. Ask him to come to you in a dream and wake you up after the dream so you remember it. And I told her at that time, my book, Your Life After Their Death, just came out. I said, that book, I just wrote a book that I know is going to help you. I'd love to send it to you. That was basically it. And she responded very quickly and she said, I'd love a copy of your book. And we were going back and forth. She was telling me about a dream that her sister had about her dad and so forth. And that was it. So I was scheduled. I'm trying to make this short because it's a very long story.
I know. I can imagine. Great story, short or long.
So eventually I was scheduled to speak at an I Can Do It event for Hay House, an event where all the authors were speaking about their books.
Well, yes.
And they were going to do a tribute to Dr. Dyer. During that trip, I was there. So when I was going from the hotel to the conference center to go to this tribute to Dr. Dyer. And as I'm sitting there, I'm on the bus, there's one seat available, and in walks Serena Dyer. And she sits next to me, right? Talk about the law of attraction. And she sat next to me. And basically, that particular meeting didn't go, wasn't spectacular. I just said, hi, Serena, I'm Karen. How are you? She said, oh, Karen, I just got your book. Thank you so much. And we were going back and forth. That was probably all that it was at that time. Went to the tribute. It was beautiful. After the tribute, I was ready to walk back onto the bus to go back to the hotel. And as I'm doing that, I see all Wayne Dyer's family going onto the bus, as well as my favorite authors. And as I'm doing that, I'm saying to myself, I'm so insignificant. I'm so insignificant. I'm not going on that bus. I'm walking back. Because I was like, oh my God, I was blown away. I don't know. So I was walking back, and as I'm saying in my mind, I am so insignificant. That's when I heard Wayne for the first time. And he said, get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. He screamed pretty much. And I said, Wayne, is that you? I said, if it's you, you have to give me a without a doubt sign to let me know it's really you. And I continued to walk to the hotel room, and I said, how may I serve? Because he used to say, ask the universe, how may I serve? And he said, you're already serving. I said, fine, how may I serve more? Anyway, I went back to the hotel room, and there was something very itchy inside of my shirt. And I reached in to see what it was. And on the sticker, it said W-E on it, a big sticker that just somehow attached to my shirt. And on the bottom, it said Disney World, and I had not been to Disney World. We were in Tampa. Where was it? Anyway, it was in Florida.
Orlando, maybe. Yeah.
It was Orlando.
Okay.
You're in Florida, but anyway.
I know. Well, only because there's they're having one of them again, and it was in Orlando, so I just figured. Yeah.
Yeah. But at that time, so I had not been there, and it somehow attached to my shirt. And as soon as I saw the W-E, immediately I thought, Wayne, first letter, last letter of his name. And I felt him, and he said, is that good enough? He started laughing at me. I started crying. I said, that's amazing. Thank you so much. And it really is a long story. Then anyway, so I went back home. Little did I know the W-E stood for so much more. Eventually, 3 of his daughters, as well as his wife, came to see me from Florida to New Jersey. And he came through with very pertinent, very messages that only they would know. They said that they couldn't Google, things that nobody would know. And as we're doing that, giving them a message, for example, he said to Serena at the appointment that she was pregnant. And she said, no, I'm not. And he said, and he shows me fireworks, 4th of July. Long story short, she went home, she took a pregnancy test, and she was indeed pregnant and she was due on the 4th of July. These kind of things happened for 2 years. 2 years of consistent messages. He has 8 children as well as a wife. And I was on the phone with them many times a week, giving them these messages. But the W-E, let's get back to that. So he was giving messages for his family so everyone knew it was really him. And nobody else would know these messages. It would be coming directly from him. But he said he was also going to be joining, I have allergies, excuse me.
No worries. You want to get water, or are you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
So he was going to be joining a group consciousness called the We Guides, which included, St. Francis of Assisi, the angels, ascended masters, and Wayne Dyer. And when they came through, it would be hard to differentiate, him from everybody else because they're coming as a group consciousness. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink of water.
No problem. I'm just realizing while you're drinking that water.
Yes.
This might have been when I was in touch with you the last time that you were just starting to write the We Consciousness. And now, as I just read your bio, it just put 2 and 2 together. That was all coming in. That's the last time we were.
Correct. That's right. You had me on the show.
Yeah. Okay.
So we joined forces, and to make a long story short, that was the We Consciousness, which is the W-E that was stuck on my shirt. And they gave me 33 concepts to make the world a better place. That's it in a nutshell.
Oh my God. I'm just so glad. Well, see, I knew to ask you that in the larger segment of the show because I wanted to hear all that. And now I think everyone has to go out and get the We Consciousness 33 concepts. What is it? 33 concepts?
For inner and outer peace.
Oh, Beautiful. Is there a favorite concept that speaks to you the most that comes to mind?
Probably the first one is the fact that we're all one, and that includes everyone and everything, including the animals, nature, angels, ascended masters, God, and we're all one. And whatever we do to ourselves or another, it affects everybody.
Oh, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Well, I hold that philosophy entirely, and I am fastidious about not killing any animals or
Thank you. Are you a vegan?
Yes. And what's interesting is that I live on a farm, and I live basically kind of like in a jungle. And and so we have spiders and lizards, and we have even huntsman spiders. I mean, they're like, big. And everyone, my family knows nothing can be killed. And so I just say the winged ones, the four-legged, the eight-legged, it doesn't matter, that we are all connected in the same, energetic streamline.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. When I started receiving messages from the angels and deceased loved ones, at that time, this was over 25 years ago, I was eating meat, but I started to feel the pain of the animals as I was doing that, and that was it. So I've been a vegetarian at least for over 25 years, and a vegan for 20 of those years, maybe.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I've gone on and off for decades. I mean, I got my career about 30 years ago working for Hollywood's top vegan vegetarian chef, and my philosophy and around food has been, I've had a long journey with it. And of course, the Food Healing Oracle decks, both 1 and 2, are vegan and plant-based, and it's just really focusing. And I'm sending you one. I got to send you the decks. I was realizing as I was reading it. Huh?
That's amazing.
Yeah, you will love them. Honestly, they're in 27 countries and growing. It's just become a huge phenomenon that people are truly waking up to the consciousness of food and everything around that goes to it. Mother Nature has been and that's really sort of what this show was born out of. Nourish Your Soul is how to nourish our soul, and it's waking up to the consciousness that Mother Earth has everything we need, from the plants and the trees and the bushes. And so, yes, so I have it in my note. I said to myself earlier, I got to send Karen our decks.
Yeah. And to realize by going vegan, it's helping the animals first and foremost, but it's better for the planet. It's better for us. It's healthier. So many.
It's not only, it's got all the things that we can go on and on. That would be its own show. But I know that just holding on to Mother Nature. Even just this morning, I pulled this. Do you have a garden? I have a garden here.
Yes.
And oh my God, I just love it. I just pulled this beautiful eggplant, and I was like, Mother Nature, you are kicking some butt today. Like, wow, this is art. Like, so, like, right in my hand, this beautiful, vibrant purple Japanese eggplant. And I just was in awe. And if we just take those moments to focus on the outer aisles of our farmer's market, or eat as local as your front yard or backyard or side yard, the world would be such a better place.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you know this, Karen, but I work with the angels and work with them in terms of how to interpret food and what foods they like and what colors and even sometimes days of the week. There's a whole protocol, and that's actually a book you might enjoy that I'm going to be working on coming up. But it is truly about connecting into the angels. Of course, that is the overall emphasis of this show. And I just know, I don't know if you've had that experience working with angels and food or overall, but it's such an important part to keep that high vibration for our body temple,
Absolutely. Yeah, I tell people they want to connect with the angels and deceased loved ones. So I tell them you have to raise your vibration. So it's more on par with the energy of the angels. Yeah. And one of the ways of doing that is to embrace a vegan diet and a, healthy diet. There's many things, practicing forgiveness, being more compassionate, but that is one. And many people, when I do speak to like even auditorium room filled with people, they're listening to everything I say. But when I talk about the vegan part, they're not so open to it, because I'll say how many vegans, maybe 2 in that big room.
Yeah.
So I do say this. So those who are listening, you may not wish to go vegan right away, but I know you can do one thing. You could do one day a week, eating a plant-based diet or even one meal a week, that would make a huge difference. You would save an animal's life each time. And it would be better for the animal, of course, the environment as well. And it's healthier too.
Beautiful. Well, Karen, we're going to take a break here. And when we come back, I'd like to go back kind of from the beginning about when you came online, let's just say, connecting with the spirits and the other side. And I know exactly when I kind of came online and started channeling in this, and I would just love to swap stories. So why don't we do that? And then I'm going to just say we will be right back. And I'm so glad. First, let me thank Linda McKenzie and her amazing HealthyLife.net network for this program today and allowing us to share this wisdom with all of you. Thank you to our advertisers. We have Happy DNA Candy and Denise Flood with Change Your Frequency, Change Your Life. And of course, the amazing Spirit Fest, which is throughout Florida and now coming to Syracuse. So I will be letting you know that you can actually go to our Facebook page, Nourish Your Soul Show, for all the details on all of our incredible advertisers. You're listening to Savante here with Karen Noe. We will be back in a moment.
DNA are unique building blocks of life, and now there's something that can help you nutritionally support your life. Happy DNA Candy. At happydnacandy.com, you will find a unique, delicious, organic, and GMO-free candy made directly from the DNA of plants. These nutrients are immediately absorbable into your cells and so easy to take that you will feel the difference fast. The right nutritional support helps you have a life of energy and stamina and helps you fight off aging. What are you waiting for? Go to happydnacandy.com to get some now.
Akashic Records are a multi-dimensional library of pure light and energy, which has the imprints of your past, present, and future lives.
Second Helpings, the highly anticipated follow-up to the Food Healing Oracle deck, is here. Get yours now. This delicious deck includes 60 more fruits, vegetables, herbs, nuts, and spices to help you decode deeper wisdom from Mother Nature and the messages available to you in each and every meal. Go to foodhealingdeck.com now and add Second Helpings Volume 2 to your collection today. You'll never look at food the same way again.
You can get everything you need to know about self-healing in one amazing book. Energy Self-Care Essentials by Holistic Wellness Coach Heather Phillips is the most empowering and easy-to-follow guide to optimize your health and maximize your energy fast. You cannot be without this book. Energy Self-Care Essentials gives you unique solutions for ageless wellness and freedom from pain. Get Heather Phillips Energy Self-Care Essentials at energyselfcare.co. That's energyselfcare.co.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
Hi, Savante here with Nourish Your Soul Show. Welcome back. I am here with the amazing Karen Noe, and we are talking about angels, Angel Quest Oracle, her latest wonderful endeavor amongst all her things that she does, including her books. And you can learn a lot about her at KarenNoe.com, N-O-E. Karen, so just before the break, I was saying I would love to know, because I don't know your story. Did you come in having this gift? Most of us have, or some of us have had, or was there a time in your life where the activation happened?
Yeah, that's a good question. I always had these abilities, but I had a spiritual experience that made it even stronger. When I was younger, my father used to take me to the racetrack, and I picked the winning horses for him. Now I'm an animal activist. I don't go to the racetrack.
Wow.
He's 90, God bless. He's 90-something. I'm losing track. He's going to be 93, and he still goes to the racetrack. He wants me to go, but I don't go anymore. Things like that. And I would know things. I would have dreams that would come, what do you call them? Precognitive dreams before they happen. I would dream of things before they happen.
Right.
But about 25 years ago, I was going through a difficult time in my life. And I sat at the edge of my bed and I just yelled at God. And I said, am I going to be okay? And with that, I saw a light that came towards me from the other side of the room. And as it was coming towards me, I said, if you're not of God, please leave. Now, 25 years later, I know we're all of God. God is within everything and everyone and all of that. What I meant was, if you're not of the light of positivity, that's what I meant.
Of course.
But it continued to come towards me, eventually enveloped me. And at that time, right at that moment, I felt the most profound peace that I have ever felt before. And I heard an audible voice that said, Lucia Lucina, Bella Lucia Lucina. And if any listeners in Italian, it means light, little light, beautiful little light. And I've since learned that was St. Francis of Assisi.
Ooh. Oh,
been guiding and protecting me ever since. And for those who follow me on Facebook or have read any of my books, you'll see that animal connection and the peace and oneness connection. You'll see that St. Francis connection. And then I started receiving messages from deceased loved ones, and word caught on, and eventually I was booked, a couple of years ahead of time and so forth.
Wow. And that was 25 years ago?
Yeah. And it was I didn't want to do the messages. I didn't want people to think I was not in my right mind.
Yeah.
But the more it occurred, it just happened. Like if I was on the field with my son at that time, he was, playing soccer. Now he's 33 years old.
Wow.
When he was on the field, I'd get messages for the moms, the dads, and it all meant something. Eventually I said, okay, I learned Reiki, and I did healing in the back of a hair salon. And I'll never forget one of those first healings I did. Then somebody started to come through. And one of the messages was a crazy thing. It was, I saw a kangaroo with boxing gloves punching the air, and a guy's name saying he died in a car accident. And the woman screamed. She said, that's my friend, Robert. He died in a car accident, and he boxed kangaroos in Australia. So I said, okay, I guess I'm really getting these messages. I really am.
Oh my gosh, Karen. I really have to just acknowledge you, because when a gift comes in like that, and let's just say 25 years ago, I'm thinking about where I was 25 years ago, you have really this choice point, don't you, to, step into this world of being this woo-woo. Some people would call us witches, or some people would call us names of like, wow, you're so different, like you said, right mind. Or ignore it, or maybe have it on the side, only hush hush for a few people, or fully embrace it and step into like this God-given dharma for you. So you had that probably going on, I'm assuming, or
it started off slowly. I didn't want to, and I didn't. But what happened as soon as that, then they started spreading the word, and then they spread the word, and more people found out about me, and so forth. But I started off with the angels rather than deceased loved ones. It was connecting with angels and, the archangels and the guardian angels and so forth. I was always interested in that. I always felt them around me.
Is there a particular one that was yours, or that came in, or all of them?
It was just angels as a whole, and I just embraced it and just talked to the angels and felt them around me and so forth. And I realized the closer I was on their vibration, as I teach people, is the more I felt them. The more positive and loving I was, the more I felt the angels.
I remember clearly, for me, I came from a multi-generational family. I'm the fourth generation, and my great-grandmother was the town psychic in Russia. But what really hit home, and you could appreciate this, it was in 2009. I think it was 2009. I was in Guatemala. I was doing a Mayan ceremony at the base of Tikal, and the pyramids were there, and it's at night, and we have the shaman, and he asked me to, participate, even though I didn't understand a word. He had an interpreter, and he's saying, bark, talk like a bird. And anyways, at the end of the ceremony, I go back to the rooms, and I'm throwing up, and I'm having all this in the middle of the night reaction. And Archangel Zadkiel came in.
Oh, wow.
And it was in that moment he said, this is your initiation, and you will now be communicating with us. And it was, here I am laying there like in the fetus position, but I'm feeling like, wow, seeing, being this experience. And it was pretty much since then it was kind of this open channel. And I thought, wow, if that was what it took to kind of like get my attention, like I am now present and accountable. And here we are in 2023. And there's just been a great relationship ever since. Sometimes they have me not as so much in the higher realms. They have me more in the world. But now I think these days everything's kind of really coming back. But it's just a great experience.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So
you still feel him? You still feel Archangel Zadkiel?
I do. In fact, it just reminds me of like, I know we're on audio, but I have the pleasure of seeing her in this beautiful purple. And it kind of reminded me a little bit of Archangel Zadkiel's energy. But yes, I do still feel Archangel Zadkiel amongst many. Do you have a special affinity? Because I did immediately turn to him in your angel cards.
Yes, I made sure. I can't remember which card it was, but I made sure he was in there. He, she. They don't really have a sex, but I mean, did he come to you as a male? I'm sure he did.
Oh yeah, absolutely came to me as a male. Now I got to go looking for the one it was, but I have. I love them all, but there are a few. You're right, and people have asked that: are they male? Are they female? So are they a mix? Or they come androgynous, or how would you describe it?
No, in reality, they don't. They're spirit, right? But they come to us as we would like to, as we could imagine them to be, if that makes sense. They really don't have a sex, but he has more of a male energy, so we'll say he.
Yeah. Does he represent a specific personality, like Archangel Michael's the protector? Would you say Zadkiel has a particular...
Let's look him up.
Role to play?
I think I have a thing on him in here.
All right. How about we do this? I'm going to let you look him up. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have the answer on Zadkiel. And then I want to pull a few more cards from her amazing Angel Quest Oracle. I'm not kidding you. Ever since she sent it, I've been using it every night. All right. We'll be back in a moment. Thanks so much for being here. You're listening to Savante on the Nourish Your Soul Show.
DNA are unique building blocks of life, and now there's something that can help you nutritionally support your life. Happy DNA Candy. At happydnacandy.com, you will find a unique, delicious, organic, and GMO-free candy made directly from the DNA of plants. These nutrients are immediately absorbable into your cells and so easy to take that you will feel the difference fast. The right nutritional support helps you have a life of energy and stamina and helps you fight off aging. What are you waiting for? Go to happydnacandy.com to get some now. You can get everything you need to know about self-healing in one amazing book. Energy Self-Care Essentials by holistic wellness coach Heather Phillips is the most empowering and easy-to-follow guide to optimize your health and maximize your energy fast. You cannot be without this book. Energy Self-Care Essentials gives you unique solutions for ageless wellness and freedom from pain. Get Heather Phillips Energy Self-Care Essentials at energyselfcare.co. That's energyselfcare.co.
Second Helpings, the highly anticipated follow-up to the Food Healing Oracle deck is here. Get yours now. This delicious deck includes 60 more fruits, vegetables, herbs, nuts, and spices to help you decode deeper wisdom from Mother Nature and the messages available to you in each and every meal. Go to foodhealingdeck.com now and add Second Helpings Volume 2 to your collection today. You'll never look at food the same way again.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back to Nourish Your Soul Show. I am here with Karen Noe, and we are talking about Angel Quest, Oracle, Angels, Ascended Masters, Guardian Angels, and the whole lot. But we just want to get that quick answer to who Archangel Zadkiel. What would you say if you had to think about him as a role model? What would he be?
Archangel Zadkiel is the angel of freedom and mercy. He helps to boost one's self-esteem and enables us to let go of anything that is no longer serving us. He also helps us to forgive others.
Oh my goodness. Well, then that would be totally appropriate because I was, first off, in Mercy, needing to feel better, but it did bring me a sense of freedom because that moment, I think, is when it shifted that I wasn't going to live this sort of closet spiritual and do spiritual things over to the left. This is who I am. And that's a real poignant card. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can I just pull a card from the deck just to see, like, maybe for the collective right now, what message might be there and what all of you may need to know right now. And I'm just going to randomly pull number 18, enjoy the journey. The angels are inviting you to embrace adventure. Anything you want to say about this one? Of course, no one's seeing it. I'm putting up the card.
Right. Well, enjoy your journey. It means, we're so focused on our goal, and how it would be when we get there. But the whole point is to enjoy every moment getting there. Enjoy where you are right now. Embrace the moment because life is all about now, isn't it? So that's what that really means.
That's a good reminder to stay present. I think that you hear this for people who are in the corporate world or in business, like, be kind when you go up because you never know who you're going to have to connect with on the way back down, if there is a back down, but there is things coming at full circle. So I always say be kind in the journey, no matter where you are in it.
Every moment of the day, because in reality, the other person is you. If we understand that we're all one, whatever you do to yourself or another affects everyone. It affects you as well. If you call it karma, you could call it karma. But wow, I like to do it just because it's nice to be nice to people.
Of course. You stopped me in my tracks. That made me think about something about people are just a mirror and a reflection of who we are or what's going inside of us. So
exactly.
Start within to do the work. All right. Can we pull one more while we're at it?
Sure.
Oh, by the way, before we pull another one, do you want to talk about some of these incredible illustrations and how these came to be? Because they're just
so
they're very sweet.
I have an artist that I worked with for my one of my books, the third book, Your Life After Their Death. She did the cover for it. Her name is Marie Antoinette Kelly, and I wanted her. I wanted her for this deck. And long story short, my publisher wanted other artists. And I said, I really want Marie Antoinette Kelly. So I went with a different Beyond Words, the publishers of The Secret, to do it. And we did something a lot different than most Angel Oracle card makers do, is each and every card we both channeled what the angel wants to say, what the angel wants this card to look like. So each and every card would be on the phone and we'd be getting our information together. And that's what was on the deck. And we made sure to incorporate all different nationalities and colors as well in the deck.
Well, here you are, the queen of oneness and the we energy. And I noticed that immediately is that it just felt so inclusive. The pictures were beautiful. And it just felt it feels lovingly embraced. Like you feel very safe, like you're in a nook when I'm feeling into your cards. And
thank you.
So accurate and so spot on. I just love your channels and the words. So the next one I just pulled is number 25. And again, these messages are for the...
Are you kidding me? Look what I just picked. Is that what you picked?
That's what I picked. Hello.
I'm showing a picture on the screen. Nobody sees it, but it's the same card, number 25. It's trust.
Here, put that up. I'm going to have to just take a screenshot of that. I don't even know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try.
That is wild. When you said 25, I said, wait a minute. We just were picking a card at the same time.
Yeah, the angels are encouraging you to keep the faith. Oh, right. Isn't that the truth? And now, again, these messages is for anyone listening to this, whether you're listening to it live, you're listening to the replay, the encore, or if you're in the Isles of Trinidad, Australia, the U.S., wherever you are. Karen, what do you want to say about this one to them?
To trust in yourself and trust in the universe that's working on your behalf, and to trust whatever you desire in this lifetime, anything, whether it be perfect health, perfect soulmate, perfect job, doesn't matter. To trust that it's there for you, and just to see it as, don't worry about how. Don't worry how you're going to get there. Trust, and it will unfold for you.
I think the hardest, well, there's many lessons, or the hardest, one of them is trusting the divine timing of things. Everybody wants what they want when they want it. And goodness, if they wanted it when they wanted it versus Spirit's perfect timing, maybe it wouldn't have lined up exactly how it's supposed to play out in the universe. Don't you think?
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, is there any particular story about this golden chalice that she's holding? I mean, I feel like she's just filling her cup up.
That's pretty much what she was doing with that, is filling her cup up with, the knowledge, that's going to happen, and trust in perfect divine order.
Is there any particular angel that comes to mind for you that someone can call in if they have trust issues? I mean, they're all supportive in that regard. That would just, I don't even know.
Yeah. I would, when you don't know the particular angel for that thing, you would just say, angel of trust, please come to me. You don't even need a name.
Yeah.
Right? So you just say, angel of trust, please help me with trusting this, having the faith.
I had a beautiful friend. She passed very suddenly at the end of last year, and she was really renowned in this area. And she painted your angels, your ascended masters, those of you who've crossed over, and then she crosses over. Well, a week before she crossed over, she said your personal guide is ready for you. You're ready to see him. And she drew him, and then she died a week later. And I just hold that. And so when I think about trust, I look over at his picture. It's like, wow, they're there. You don't need to know their name. You don't need to know what they look like. But they're there and they're ready to support you. So just know that. I think that's what you're saying.
And in other words, if somebody doesn't know for example, Archangel Michael takes away negativity and entities that you don't want around you. Yeah. Each archangel has a specific purpose. But if you don't know what angel it is, you just have to say, call upon the angel of trust, for example.
Perfect. All right. More with Karen Noe when we come back in just a moment.
You can get everything you need to know about self-healing in one amazing book. Energy Self-Care Essentials by holistic wellness coach Heather Phillips is the most empowering and easy to follow guide to optimize your health and maximize your energy fast. You cannot be without this book. Energy Self-Care Essentials gives you unique solutions for ageless wellness and freedom from pain. Get Heather Phillips Energy Self-Care Essentials at energyselfcare.co. That's energyselfcare.co.
Second Helpings, the highly anticipated follow-up to the Food Healing Oracle deck is here. Get yours now. This delicious deck includes 60 more fruits, vegetables, herbs, nuts, and spices to help you decode deeper wisdom from Mother Nature and the messages available to you in each and every meal. Go to foodhealingdeck.com now and add Second Helpings Volume 2 to your collection today. You'll never look at food the same way again.
DNA are unique building blocks of life, and now there's something that can help you nutritionally support your life. Happy DNA Candy. At happydnacandy.com, you will find a unique, delicious, organic, and GMO-free candy made directly from the DNA of plants. These nutrients are immediately absorbable into your cells and so easy to take that you will feel the difference fast. The right nutritional support helps you have a life of energy and stamina and helps you fight off aging. What are you waiting for? Go to happydnacandy.com to get some now.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back to the Nourish Your Soul show. Oh my goodness, it's our last segment and I can speak to Karen forever. We wanted to spend this last bit of wonderful moments with Karen to talk about how you can directly spend this time with the angels, learning those best practices, how to tap in. Of course, her Angel Oracle guidebook is a wonderful way. But Karen, what can we say for people who are yearning to have that deeper connection with the higher realms and find their angel guide or their spirit guides, or what can we do to support them along the way? Because here we are, they want to nourish their soul. We want to provide that opportunity for them.
Absolutely. So understand that we all have angels. We all have guardian angels, and they're archangels who could be in more than one place at one time. And you're not taking the angels away from anybody else, because they can be in more than one place at one time. To understand that all you have to do is talk to them and they could hear you. Ask them to give you a sign to let you know they're with you. And then be patient and wait. And the sign, I call them without a doubt signs. They'll happen when you least expect it. You know, that could be so many, we could talk about that, and that would be a whole hour in itself.
Sure.
When you raise your vibration, as we were talking about before, which is more on par with the angel's energy, which is a high vibrating energy, you know, being more loving and peaceful, seeing through the other's eyes, you know, eating in a more compassionate way, and so forth. You're more on their wavelength. I always tell people it's like tuning into 1300 AM, but you want 3200 FM. You won't hear them or feel them if you're angry or jealous or so forth. And don't beat yourself up if you are angry or are jealous and so forth. Just understand that these feelings, you know, are actually hurting you, nobody else. And, you know, to raise your vibration so it's more on par. I keep saying that over and over. Another way of doing it is to meditate, is to quiet your thoughts. Because if the angels are speaking to you telepathically, which they do, they speak to us as thoughts and as gut feelings and so forth. And they're speaking to us telepathically, and our thoughts are going a mile a minute, we won't be able to hear them. But set aside quiet time, any time during the day. I like to do it first thing in the morning. If you could do 20 minutes, that's great. But if you can't, just set aside 5 or 10 minutes with the intention of just quiet. You know, focus on your breath, focus on the noise in the room, your exhales, your inhales, focus on a mantra. So the purpose is not to connect with the angels at that time, because then it wouldn't be true meditation. It would be to meditate in the morning so that you could connect later on in the daytime. It's just like putting gas in the car. You put gas in the car so that you could drive around a couple of days later. So that's what I do every single morning. And also, of course, you could use an angel oracle deck as my own, you know, anybody's angel oracle deck. And all you have to do is the guidebook explains how to do it. You clear the deck. You put your energy on each and every card. And then you shuffle the deck and you say, what do I need to know? Yeah. And on my particular angel card deck, the Angel Quest Oracle, you know, the message is directly on the card itself. And then if you need more guidance as to what that means, you could look in the book and it gives you a more detailed explanation of what it is. So it's very easy. They're there. They want to speak to you as much as you want to speak to them. So it's not just Karen Noe and certain people that can do it. We all can. Just trust, as we said before, trust you could do it. And
I love that.
Yes.
Thank you for that. I hope that gives people a good starting point. And I just wanted to throw in there, angels have certain colors. There's certain aspects to that are important. I was thinking now, just had a sense that there's some people out there having some physical challenges, maybe going through some medical conditions. And of course, I immediately think of Archangel Raphael and that beautiful green healing light. But I just wondered, and you said it earlier, and I know people who are so selfless say, well, why would they spend time with me? There's so many people who are worse than me in the world, or, you know, even more sick. You know, why are they spending time to me? I know that's a worth piece, just, you know, feeling worthy. But I just wondered if you had any insight for people who may be going through physical challenges right now, anything that the angels can provide that you would suggest.
Well, the angels are absolutely there for them. And why wouldn't they be with you? Yeah. Because God is within every one of us. We just have to tap into that who we are, and the angels around us. But all we need to do, now this is the key. Most people don't realize it. When you're sick, what I found with my clients, they beg the angels, they beg God, please heal me. And in so doing it, it's like they don't believe that they're going to receive a healing. When you beg someone, you don't believe it. This is a way to pray to the angels, to God, whoever. Thank you for healing me. I love you so much. And just know it. Have the faith. Trust.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Well, in this last minute, can I pull a card for you? You've been saying to pull a card for everybody else.
Thank you.
All right. We are pulling a card from the Second Helpings, which is our second deck in the Food Healing Oracle deck. And I'm just going to see what card from the Food Healing Oracle deck is for Karen to know in this now moment. So thankful for you being here today and supporting our listeners with all your great wisdom. If I had gotten trust, because I do have trust in my deck, I would have just flipped a lid. But I actually got Mother, which is the pecan card. And it's so, I don't know what's coming to you, but for me, what I'm seeing in this, and by the way, when you see this beautiful pecan, and you all can learn more about our decks at foodhealingdeck.com, but I'm showing her a single pecan with a lot of white around it. And that to me is being embraced by spirit and the Mother Mary energy, and really taking this time as you give, Karen, to so many, and channel all that beautiful energy and help people with your Reiki and all your wonderful books, is to remember that time to receive back to you, and to remember, take those moments, even though you said I take some time in the morning, but really look at, like, what does Karen need today, angels? Bring it forward. It's just that me time. It's like mother yourself a little bit with a little indulgence.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Do you like pecans, by the way?
I do like pecans. Yes.
Yeah, because typically we say, and it's almost every time, and we don't have the writings on the book. It's always in the book, but we usually say to anchor things that we're wanting to bring in emotionally or mentally or spiritually into the physical by eating that food. It's really like creating that intention and stating that in the body.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm going to the store and buying more pecans.
There you go. Thank you. All right. We are out of time. Thank you so much for being here and for listening. And please share this wonderful show we have here for you today with all your friends and family. We hope you have now had an opportunity to nourish your soul. Karen, thank you. Again, let's just say your website is just KarenNoe.com. Is that correct?
Correct. That's N-O-E.
N-O-E. All right. Go find out more about this incredible woman and enjoy her Angel Quest Oracle. We will see you next month. Take care. Much love.
Bye-bye.
Join us for Spirit Fest in Sarasota, Florida, April 1st and 2nd at the Sarasota County Fairgrounds and Roberts Arena. It's the largest metaphysical and holistic event in Florida. You'll find the best in intuitive readers, holistic health practitioners, great merchandise, authors, and artists. There will be speakers all day on both days. You'll also find things like henna, aura photography, chair massage, and reflexology. There's even face painting for the kids. A weekend of enlightenment, great energy, and fun. Get details at spiritfestusa.com.
Second Helpings, the highly anticipated follow-up to the Food Healing Oracle deck, is here. Get yours now. This delicious deck includes 60 more fruits, vegetables, herbs, nuts, and spices to help you decode deeper wisdom from Mother Nature and the messages available to you in each and every meal. Go to foodhealingdeck.com now and add Second Helpings Volume 2 to your collection today. You'll never look at food the same way again. Get ready to understand food in a whole new light. Enroll in the Food Healing Oracle Deck's Reader Certification Program coming up online March 3rd and 4th. Join others to learn deeper meanings of food, your relationship to emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual wellness, and how to activate your own intuition by reading our Oracle Deck and becoming a food decoder of the divine. Hurry and grab your spot at foodhealingdeck.com and see why our students worldwide also see food as a spiritual guide.
DNA are unique building blocks of life, and now there's something that can help you nutritionally support your life. Happy DNA Candy. At happydnacandy.com, you will find a unique, delicious, organic, and GMO-free candy made directly from the DNA of plants. These nutrients are immediately absorbable into your cells and so easy to take that you will feel the difference fast. The right nutritional support helps you have a life of energy and stamina and helps you fight off aging. What are you waiting for? Go to happydnacandy.com to get some now.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.